students. Now we'll go for module 4. Your module 4 consists of two parts. One is a signal processing circuit and the other part is your A to D and D to A converters. Now we'll see about the signal processing circuits. Under signal processing circuits, we'll see your precision half-wave rectifier. So here we are going to see what is meant by precision rectifier. So here if I am going to see in ordinary diodes, we cannot rectify the voltages below the cut-in voltage there. See, suppose for example, I am going to have a rectifier like this, your half-wave rectifier, and this is going to be my input signal. The voltage at this point is going to be, for this diode to be biased, I need a minimum voltage of 0.7 volts there. So here initially if my input voltage is going to be 0 volts or 0.1 volt, so this voltage is not going to be greater than 0.7 volts. So in that case my diode will not be forward biased and I will not be having any output current to be flowing there. And next, when my input is slowly increased, when my input voltage is going to go till 0.7 volts, or if it is going to be greater than 0.7 volts only, my diode will be conducting. When the diode conducts only, current will flow through this and I will be getting a current to flow across the load resistance and I will be having an output voltage. That means my output voltage will start from your 0.7 volts and it will stop at 0.7 volts there. So similarly, I will not be having any output till this 0.7 volts, and again at minus 0.7 volts also I will not be having the output there. So in this case, this region, so this less than 0.7 volts is not be rectified there. So here in this case we say that we are going to have rectification even in this small voltage range, we go for your precision rectifiers. So we say that your ordinary diodes cannot rectify voltages which is going to be below the cut-in voltage of the diode. So a circuit is going to act as an ideal diode or a precision signal processing circuit for rectifying the voltages which are below the level of the cut-in voltage of the diode. So that means that we can place the diode in the feedback loop of your operational amplifier. By placing the diode in the feedback loop of your operational amplifier, we can use it as a small signal precision rectifier. So here in this case, when I am going to use a diode, see here this is your operational amplifier. So suppose I am going to use like this, anyway a positive feedback or negative feedback. So here if my diode is going to be used in the feedback part, so what happens is, this is the gain of this is going to be your A, and the output here, the voltage at this point is going to be your V gamma, that is the cut-in voltage of the diode, and here I am going to have my V in voltage there. So here now generally your gain is nothing but A is equivalent to your output by input, V gamma by V in. So here in this case, to find out V in, what is your V in? V in is nothing but V gamma by, that is the cut-in voltage by your A, where cut-in voltage is going to be 0.7 volts and your open loop voltage gain is going to be around 10 power 4. So if I am going to substitute it, 0.7 by 10 power 4 is going to be around 70 microvolts. So if I am going to bring it to here, it is going to be 70 microvolts. So when my V in is going to be 70 microvolts, the output will be a positive one there. That means that my diode will conduct even for when V in voltage is going to be at 70 microvolts there. That means that this region can also be rectified there by using an diode in the feedback path of your operational amplifier. So we say that a circuit which is going to act as an ideal diode or a precision signal processing rectifier circuit cannot rectify voltages which are below the threshold level, that is the cut-in voltage of the diode. But it can be rectified by placing the diodes in the feedback path of the op-amp there. So when it is going to be used in the feedback path of the op-amp, the cut-in voltage that is going to be required for the diode to conduct is 70 microvolts, that is 0.7 by 10 power 4. When the voltage is going to be 70 microvolts itself, my diode will start conducting there. So that is called as your precision rectifier. That is why we go for your precision rectifier there. So here we are going to start the saturating precision rectifier. So under precision rectifiers itself, we are going to have a saturating and non-saturating precision rectifier. So now what we are going to do is we are going to give a positive voltage there. So when I am going to give a positive voltage, when my input is going to be positive, this is connected in the positive input voltage is going to be connected to the non-inverting amplifier there. And it is going to be connected to the non-inverting amplifier. Your diode is going to be connected in the feedback path there. So when it is going to be connected in the feedback path, what we are going to have is, when this voltage is going to be positive, your VOA is going to be positive. When VOA is going to be positive, this voltage is sufficient enough to forward bias the diode D there. So when this diode is going to be forward biased, it is going to act like an voltage follower there. That means my output is going to follow the input. So first condition is when VI is going to be positive. When VA is going to be positive, the voltage is going to be a positive voltage. You are going to have your diode to be conducting. That means that switch is going to be a closed switch and it is going to act like a closed path there. So when it is going to act like a closed path, this circuit is going to act like an voltage follower. So when it is going to act like an voltage follower, we say that output voltage is going to be equivalent to the input voltage. That means the voltage at this point is going to be positive. So here we are going to have the output voltage to be positive. So because of this positive voltage, a current is going to flow through this load resistor and you are going to have the current, you are going to have the drop across this resistance, that is your this output waveform. That is during the positive cycle there. So here when your VA is going to be positive, your diode D is on. So when diode D is going to be on the on state, your circuit is going to act as an voltage follower. So when the circuit is going to act as an voltage follower, your output voltage is going to be equivalent to your input voltage. So when output voltage is equivalent to input voltage, you are going to get the output voltage to be present. That means the voltage at this point is positive and you are going to have a current to flow through this load resistance. Because of this current that is flowing through the load resistance, you are going to have a drop. That drop is going to be the output voltage there. So we are getting it. Next, coming to the negative cycle. So when my input is negative, that means it is negative here. So when it is going to be negative, the point at this is going to be negative. When this is negative, this negative is going to be connected to the positive of the diode. That means the diode is reverse biased. When the diode is reverse biased, it is going to act like an open switch. So when it is going to act like an open switch, my circuit is going to look like this. So here this is minus, this is plus. Here I am going to have it as a open switch. So open switch means this is a negative voltage there. So open switch means there is going to be no current that is going to be flowing because I don't have any closed loop path. So only current that can come is because of this bias current. So here this your IB current, your IB1 current that is going to flow only will be the current that will be flowing across this RL, and the reverse leakage current will be there. That's all. So here in this case there will be no current flowing through the load resistance RL and we don't have any output voltage because the circuit is not complete, and as a result I will not be having any output voltage. So the only current that is going to flow through the load resistance is going to be this small bias current which is going to enter. This current will flow from here and will enter into the negative input terminal of your operational amplifier there. So this is how your saturating precision rectifier is going to act. So here in this case, when this is going to be in the negative, it is going to be in the open state, there is going to be no current and your output is going to be saturated. That is, it is going to act like a comparator. So in that case, your output will have a saturation there. There will be no output voltage, but it will be saturated. So you can see here, it is a single diode arrangement and it is going to function as a non-inverting precision half-wave rectifier circuit. If VA is going to be positive, then the op-amp output is going to be positive. That means diode is forward biased. When the diode is forward biased, it is going to act like a closed loop condition is going to be achieved. That means it is going to act like an voltage follower and output is equivalent to input there. So next is the open loop voltage gain AOL of the op-amp is going to be approximately 10 power 4 and the cut-in voltage of V gamma of the silicon diode is going to be 0.7. That means when the input voltage Vi is going to be greater than V gamma by AOL, the output of the op-amp is going to exceed the threshold cut-in voltage of the diode and the diode is going to conduct. So here we say that the circuit is going to act like an voltage follower for input voltage Vi greater than V gamma by AOL, and the output voltage V0 is going to follow the input voltage during the positive half cycle for the input voltages higher than 70 microvolts. But when Vi is less than 0 or when Vi is less than V gamma by AOL, the voltage VOA is going to become negative. That means the diode is reverse biased. When the diode is reverse biased, the loop is going to be broken. When loop is going to be broken, there is going to be no current that is going to flow through the RL, and that output voltage is going to be 0 during the negative cycle there. But your op-amp is going to swing down to the negative saturation there. So negative saturation means here the output terminal is going to be isolated from both the input signal as well as the output of the op-amp terminal. That means your V0 is equivalent to 0. So when V0 is equivalent to 0, now no current is going to be delivered to the load RL except for a small bias current of the op-amp and the reverse saturation current of the diode. So we say that only during the positive cycle we are going to have the output, and during the negative cycle we don't have any output there. So here your negative precision half wave rectifier, just the reverse of it. So here in this case, if you are going to see, if this is going to be positive, you are going to have here your positive output voltage because non-inverting terminal. So positive means positive is connected to negative. So when it is going to be connected to negative, this diode is in the reverse bias state. So it will act like an open switch. So in this case, it is going to act like an open switch, and there is going to be no closed path. Your output is going to be 0. So during the positive cycle, there is going to be no output there. So we are not going to have any output to be present. So we can have here to be your 0 output. So here in this case, your 0 output there. So next is when I am going to have the negative input voltage. So when I am going to have the negative input voltage, the voltage at this point is going to be negative. When this is going to be negative, this diode is going to be in the forward bias state. So forward bias state means this circuit is going to act like a closed switch. So it is going to act like a closed switch. It is going to act like an voltage follower, and output is going to follow the input. That means I am going to have an output during the negative half cycle. So during the positive, again I don't have any output, and during the negative cycle I am going to have the output there. So just by simply reversing the diode, I can have the negative cycles at the output there. Next is your negative precision half wave rectifier. So the negative precision half wave rectifier is, so what we said is here, if the diode polarity is going to be reversed, and in the positive half wave rectifier circuit, the negative half cycle of the input waveform will be passed to the output, and the positive half cycle will be clipped off. When Vi is going to be greater than 0, VOA is going to be high. That means that due to the open loop gain, the diode is going to be reverse biased and it is going to be open. So that means that V0 is equal to 0 volts, as no current can pass through load resistance RL. When Vi is less than 0, VOA is going to be negative. That means diode is going to be forward biased, making it on, and it is going to act as a short circuit, and the circuit is going to act as an voltage follower. V0 is equivalent to Vi. So what are the advantages of operational amplifier precision rectifier circuit over a simple rectifier is, here in this case there is going to be no diode voltage drop between the input and the output waveform there, and the precision rectifier has the ability to rectify even smaller, very small voltages, that is less than typical 0.7 volt diode forward voltage drop. And amplification, if I want, I can introduce in the circuit. Then in that case we are going to have, since we are going to use an op-amp, it is going to have a low output impedance. So here when the input waveform is going to be a negative half cycle, output of the op-amp is going to be saturated to the negative direction there. So in that case it is required to get the op-amp out of the saturation there. So here we have to limit, that is going to limit the frequency response of the circuit. So if I want to have high frequency performance, a non-saturating precision rectifier circuit is going to be used. So a saturating precision half wave rectifier with voltage gain. So if I want to have an voltage gain, I can introduce your feedback resistance there. So you can see that this is nothing but a non-inverting amplifier configuration, where at the output I am going to have a diode D1 alone to be present. Okay. So now in this circuit, if I am going to have a diode, a positive signal is going to be applied to the non-inverting amplifier. So when a positive signal is applied to the non-inverting amplifier, the output is going to be positive. If the output is going to be positive, the diode is going to be in the forward bias state. So here when Vi is going to be positive, your diode is going to be in the forward bias state. So when the diode is going to be in the forward bias state, the circuit is going to behave like a non-inverting amplifier there. So here this is your Vi and the circuit is going to be, this is your closed switch. That means the switch is going to be closed and you are going to have your R1. So this negative terminal I am going to have it here and this is going to be your R2. So this is like an inverting amplifier, non-inverting amplifier configuration. So what is the gain? Your gain is equivalent to 1 plus feedback resistance is nothing but R1 divided by input resistance is R2 into Vi. So suppose if I am going to assume that the R1 and R2 are going to be same, the gain is going to be 2 times your Vi. That means your input signal is amplified by a factor of 2. So if I want to have the gain to be introduced in this output, I can see that the gain is going to be multiplied by a value of 1 plus R1 by R2. The signal is going to be amplified by a factor 1 plus R1 by R2 there. So suppose during the negative cycle, so negative what happens, your output is going to be negative. Negative means this is going to act like an open circuit. So that means the circuit is not complete. When the circuit is not complete, you don't have any output here. So your output is going to be 0. So only during your positive cycle you are going to have the output and during negative cycle there is going to be no output there. So we say that the circuit is going to be decided, that is it is going to be designed as a non-inverting amplifier except the current through your R1 and R2. So minimum of about 100 microamps should flow through this resistance R1 and R2. And when the diode is going to be operating currently in the absence of your load current, that means that this current will flow and you will be having an output voltage to be present. That is nothing but your V0 is equivalent to 1 plus R1 by R2 into Vi. So this 1 plus R1 by R2 is nothing but the gain of the circuit. So we say that this is a saturating precision half-wave rectifier with voltage gain 1 plus R1 by R2. Thank you.